Welcome! My name is likeits1985. Today we're going to take a look at the San Diego Comic-Con 2012 exclusive. This is the Marvel Legends Marvel Universe Uncanny X-Force The Fall of Archangel 3-figure set, which includes Wolverine, Psylocke, and, of course, Archangel. And the packaging on this particular set is very, very nice. One thing I want to note about the actual bubble here, it appears that it's going to be pretty easy to actually put the figure back in the packaging once I review them. So that is a definite bonus in my opinion. So I can have this as a display piece in my collection. Now looking at the artwork on the box, you can see up here there actually is a drawing of Archangel, which is really nice. And on the side here there's Psylocke, and over here is Wolverine, and of course you got the Marvel Legends logo here. On one side of the box you have this, which says Uncanny X-Force, The Fall of Archangel. On the other side you have a actual full color picture of Archangel, Wolverine, and Psylocke. And looking on the back you have a really nice artwork here with the three characters here. Very nice. Let's just take a few seconds to look at that. Really cool. And it has a little bit of an intro here, or a little bio to this set. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of package and take a look at the three awesome looking figures here in this Fall of Archangel San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set. Alright, so let's first take a look at the Wolverine figure from this 3-pack. And I do like the Wolverine figure. I mean, what's there not to like about Wolverine? There are a few things in particular, though, I will talk about in terms of this particular figure. In terms of the head sculpt, I like the very aggressive-looking sculpt to the actual cowl or the mask over Wolverine's face. You can even see here on above his eyes, he kind of has a furrowed brow that's sculpted into the mask there, if you can see that, just above his eyes there. Nice detail. I like the way that this part of his cowl is really swept back, very aggressive looking, and of course he's got the red eyes. The other thing I like about the figure is you'll notice it's primarily just two colors, or a two-tone of color. There's this blue, but then you have this gray as well that makes up the color of his costume. And I want to talk about the blue color in particular because it's not just a single tone of blue. If you'll notice, there's a lighter shade of blue, but then there's also a darker shade as well, which is, I guess, kind of a wash to give more detail or more paint detail to the actual figure. So that's really cool. The other thing is I really like about the figure is the claws. They actually, the claws themselves are made of a really rigid plastic, and it seems to me like these would be prone to breaking. They seem really brittle to me, but nonetheless they look really cool with a very fantastic silver metallic paint job, as you can see there. So really nice figure. In terms of articulation, the neck is a hinge, and also you can rotate the head around. You have articulation at the shoulders, the bicep, 2 points of articulation at the elbow, and a swivel and a hinge at the wrist. You have ab articulation, you can see there, waist articulation, and the hips themselves, they're the type of hips that have the joint, you can see there. So you can really only move the leg in the direction the joint's going. So in this case, it's pointed out to the side, so you can move the leg out to the side. But to get the leg to move forward, you'd have to rotate this around, and then the leg looks weird. You can rotate the leg to make it look better, but then you have the mismatch of colors, really. So there is that limitation there. Anyhow, moving on, you have a bicep swivel there. You have a 2 points of articulation at the knee, and there is actually a rotation just above the boot top, and then of course you have the articulation at the ankle. So really nice articulation for Wolverine here. And moving on to Psylocke here. Very, very fantastic figure. The two things I like about this figure the most are the face or head sculpt, and also the fact that this figure does come with a weapon, which the original Toy Biz Psylocke did not come with a weapon of any sort. But starting off talking about the face sculpt, very, very attractive looking face sculpt. It's not always the case that we see attractive looking faces in the female action figures. So very, very cool in that respect. She does have purple paint in her hair. It's more like a highlighted effect, but that is really nice as well. And as a facial comparison, on the right here is the Toy Biz Psylocke, and I think the new one wins hands down. The skin tone is more realistic, and just I would say this figure looks even more feminine than this figure over here. So, but yeah, here's the comparison of the two side by side. I even like the shade of blue on the this particular Psylocke, the new one that came with the this 3-pack, as opposed to this. It's more of a lighter blue, so you can see the difference there. So, and also, of course, this figure does not come with a weapon, so that's also a negative when you do a comparison. So, looking at the rest of the figure, she does have a sash here. It's not attached to her body, it just is loose like that. And she does hold the katana really well, there's no problem there. So moving on to the articulation, she does have movement at the neck. It appears to be just a regular ball joint, there's no hinge. But you are limited as far as movement because of the way that the hair is sculpted, which I don't mind because that hair looks gorgeous. So you do have articulation at the neck, articulation at the shoulders. You do have a bend at the elbow, and you have a rotation and a hinge joint at the wrist. No bicep articulation, which is alright. You do have articulation at the ab. There is no waist articulation, but really you don't need a waist articulation, and it would really actually ruin the figure to have waist articulation, in my opinion, so I don't really miss that. Then you have the articulation at the hips. You can see there's this joint here. You can get the leg out like that, or if you need to, you can rotate the top part of the joint there and actually get the leg to go forward. You have a swivel at the hip, and you have a double bend at the knee, and you have a rotation and a hinge at the ankle. And last but certainly not least is Archangel, probably the most anticipated figure of this particular set. And if for no other reason than the fact that it's actually very, very nicely painted with a silver, really reflective silver on the wings, as well as on the actual figure itself. So first, I'm going to go ahead and detach the wings, and we can take a look at those separately from the figure. You can see they just attach via a peg, and they do stay in there pretty well, and of course they actually lend some support to actually help the figure stand up. But these are enormous wings, and really whatever paint they used is really, really reflective. Very vibrant, metallic silver color, and very, very awesome. There's really no other words for that. But these come packaged separately from the actual Archangel figure in the box. So you can see there's different points of articulation. We can take a look at them like this. There's articulation there, there, and then these little smaller wings back here also articulate independently from the main wings here. So really cool wings here for Archangel. Just fantastic. I love that. And now let's have a close look at the head sculpt for Archangel. You can see there, really nice. Got the blue skin with the yellow eyebrows going on there. Really nice. And of course the costume itself is fantastically painted with the really shiny silver. The rest is black plastic, and there's really, in my opinion, no better combination of colors than silver and black. The head, you can see, is on a hinge, and it rotates around. And the good thing about the hinge joint is it can actually make the head look up to that degree, which is good for like flight poses. And that's good to have that range of articulation there at the neck. There is shoulder articulation. However, when I rotate the shoulder, it makes a very alarming sound. But you do have that joint there, and then The arm can go in and out like that. Swivel at the bicep. You got a double joint at the elbow, and a rotation and a hinge joint at the wrist. You have the ab crunch joint here for the ab articulation. Then you have a rotation at the waist. And then you have the hips. Now these hips don't have a hinge. There, you can see there's no hinge there. It's just a basic ball joint. So what that means is really that's as far as you can get the figure to move the leg out to the side like that. The leg can go forward and back a little bit. You have a swivel at the thigh, a double bend at the knee, a swivel at the calf, and a hinge and rotation joint at the ankle. And this has been my review of the San Diego Comic-Con 2012 Marvel Legends, Marvel Universe, X-Force Fall of Archangel 3-pack set. Thank you so much for watching.